Yeah? Where are we at, Jess? What road? Mulholland? Oh, it says my power meter has a low battery. Bollocks. Always 500 watts, eh? Okay. I like it. Mine says 180. Yes, because my battery's low, huh? Riding the Trek Emonda with Jay Strick here. Trek Emonda SL8 disc and the new flagship of Trek's Emonda line. On the disc side, there is a higher end caliper brake. Not really sure why anyone would ever buy that. But for those willing, you can still buy rim brake bikes. Jess. So, over here in Woodland Hills, Calabasas now, sorry. I don't want to offend anyone. Jess is going to take me on the old stunt, right?
No.
No? No, okay. Well, we're gonna ride Mulholland here for a little while, and maybe I can talk him into stunt descent. I don't care how we get to the top.
Yeah. We'll get a ride.
We'll get a ride. We're looking for the stunt shuttle. I think they're connected to your thighs.
I don't have thighs.
Oh. Well, your hip flexors.
Yeah. I had thighs. I don't anymore. You got dad thighs.
But we're gonna head up for a little while and look for something fun to go down.
Yeah.
Okay. Morning, sir.
Hi.
M5 Eater. I like this guy. M5 Eater. I think he's suggesting that his Mercedes is faster than a BMW. I mean, we are on Mulholland. I want to see this go down. You got an M5?
He's waiting for the M5.
Yeah, he's just sitting there waiting for the M5. Is this 7-minute hill?
Yeah.
I think it's faster than 7 minutes going down though, isn't it?
I hope so.
I hope so. Okay, one thing that bothers me with this new Emonda is the rear bottle. Well, I can get to it. They've put the mount so high and so close to the top tube with like like a full bottle underneath. You could fit 2 bottles high, but they mounted the bottle so high that I can barely get it out of this cage. You like need a side mounted cage, side exit cage to get the rear bottle out. Come on.
Foolish.
On a bike where you're gonna use 2 water bottles, it should have easier access.
Is that like their endurance?
No, this is like their climbing race bike. I mean, I don't get bottle hand-ups, I don't think.
Yeah. Me neither.
I mean, sometimes, but not very often. Jess is early braking with his rim brakes. Looking for that apex. I think there's a hole. Oh, there's a jump. Woohoo! There's probably too much wind noise on this microphone. I'm trying to keep it covered. Wanna go? No? What's the word, Jellybird? No? Yes? Stop? So we're stopping to think about whether Jess wants to go up stunt. So this is stunt over here, and it's a climb, and Jess is unsure in his dad bod abilities, so he's trying to think of another way to the top. No, that's the easiest way to get to the top.
Where's the that corkscrew, wherever, like rock, whatever?
That's at the top of this. That's further down Mulholland.
Yeah.
If you just keep going on Mulholland. But the closer we get to that, the more car congested turds are going to be, I think.
All right, well, let's see.
I would say stunt, there's a car coming, is the easier route. Oh. Okay. Let's turn it. Ooh, Jesus. You good, Jay? Nope. Big chain ring in like the 12 or something. Okay. Good luck. Okay, we did it. We did it. So this Emonda disc, it's got Di2 Durace, and comes with a standard crank. Ooh, that's a bit big for the average person, but I know there's a lot of you guys out there that love it. Don't have these long hills that last for 30 minutes, an hour and a half like we do, but I would like a mid-compact or even a compact. I know compact gets kind of limiting, but it's kind of nice. The bike weighs about 15 1/4, so right around 15 pounds as this one sits, and feels very balanced, you know, front to back. A lot of disc brake bikes, I feel like the rear hubs are heavy So this one feels really balanced and overall very well designed. It does feature Trek's kind of integrated seat mast, which in my opinion is one of the easiest to use, to adjust saddle height, to kind of everything. It works similar to a regular seat post, but the seat tube mast just extends up higher, and then the part that connects to your saddle is a little longer, so there's more room for adjustment. Most of the ISP bikes, you have to cut them down, and you've got, you know, an inch or 2 inches of adjustment. This is quite a bit. This is like, I want to say 2.5, maybe 3 inches. So that's nice whenever you're trying to set up your bike and get that perfect fit. You don't have to necessarily chop your frame down right from the beginning. It also fits in a bike bag a little easier than most ISP bikes, but still is higher than a bike like this Super 6 that's in front of us that Jess is on, where you can just pull the seat post out if needed. Shifting, I mean, Shimano Dura-Ace, you don't have to say much about that. It's pretty much perfect. I did run out of battery the other day, which, you know, obviously it's my fault. Didn't charge it, but I think we've been riding it for 2 months now, and it never got charged in the first place, so that's pretty good. This does have the one that we have is using the old Dura-Ace box, which is still underneath the stem, so I'd like to see the new one that goes in the bar end, much cleaner design. Do have the shifter buttons up here on the hood. I have them programmed, so here, shift, shift. I have them programmed to control the rear derailleur. So if you're up here, you don't have to reach down with your pinkies, or you can just tap on the hoods up here. You can program it if you've got some other connections, you know, some of the Garmin computers. You can flip through menus and do a bunch of that jazz. But for us, having the shifter up here, easier gear, it's kind of nice just to have another shift location. For this bike, I would suggest climbing shifters, which this doesn't have. You can put them over here, and makes it nice. So if you're climbing away like this, you don't have to reach up. I know it's lazy, but it's just convenience, and it's something that's available and easy to put on, install, upgrade, whatever you want to call it. Very, very easy. The bike feels super nimble, super light, really, really fun to ride. Still very comfortable in the saddle, but it is on the stiffer side of the scale. As far as rideability and endurance, you would, because of the geometry, you're gonna want to be very comfortable in your fit for long rides on it. But overall, it's fast, it's light, nimble. Stock tires that came on these wheels. I mean, the bike, as it was sent to us, was, hold on, there's a motorcycle. as it was sent to us, is about $10,500, and that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Yeah. So some of that is the wheels. This has got some of their upgraded carbon wheels. I think the stock full build on the website's about $7,500. This got a couple of changes. I guess part of kind of the Project One bike, you can change things out and do cool custom paint schemes. Ours doesn't have a cool custom paint scheme. It's what I call dull gray, because there's nothing flashy about it. I don't mind that. It's not black, so that's good. But the dull gray is kind of just, people don't really notice the bike, which I don't mind, but I feel like if someone's gonna spend $10,500, they'd like a little public recognition as they ascend the mountain or descend or go on their group rides. So that kind of takes away from the allure of the one that we have. It's just a gray bike. Doesn't look very special, but it rides fabulous, and I guess that's what really counts. But you could buy the same bike, I think for complete, like I said, for about $7,000. And then, you know, down the line you could choose and install your own wheels. It uses just regular, now standard, I'm gonna say standard, but that'll probably change by next week. But 12 mil through axles, 12 by 100 in the front, 12 by 142 in the rear. So most any disc brake wheel set will fit that. And now that there's plenty of road specific disc brake wheels, you don't have that kind of overbuilt hub and overbuilt wheel, and that's what's allowing this bike to stay within that 15-16 pound weight category, is probably truly the wheels. We did just get in and start riding the new lightweight disc bike with their entry-level lightweight disc wheels that are still, the wheels are still $4,000 and the bike is $14,000 with SRAM red on it. But it weighs like 13 and a half pounds. So sub 14 disc brake road bike. So it is possible to have that ultra light bike, and as I stated, while those wheels are $4,000, you could still drop even more weight by going to their higher end wheel. But we're not talking about that bike, just stating that you can get disc brake bikes at a much lower weight category than ever before. So no more excuses for, I don't want a disc brake bike because I don't want the added weight. They're the same weight, if not lighter, and the brakes work Your brakes modulate so much better, much safer. I mean, if safety is a priority at all in your life, I would suggest disc brakes. Now, if you live in Florida and you never have to go down a hill more than like the freeway overpass, you're right, you probably don't need it. But you also don't need a Ferrari in Miami, but I feel like that's all I see. So, and it's the future, just so everyone knows. These wonderful caliper brakes that Jess has got here are nearly an extinct species.
So these are for sale.
So anybody that's looking for a Super 6 Evo, high mod, in a sweet red, white, and blue. I think it's a size 58. Is that 58, Jess? Yeah, size 58. Zip 202s. Low miles, because Jess just had a adorable little baby and keeps him busy for hours on end.
Yep.
Look at that, he's got the Zip SL Sprint stem.
Oh yeah.
Got some zip bar. I mean, this thing is zipped out. Only thing it's missing that's not zip is that seat post, but who cares? I bet you he'll sell it to you for a steal. Absolute steal. Just give him a call at, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, we're gonna do a little more climbing here. Gonna catch my breath a little bit. And we'll see you on the descent. So, we're almost to the top. Bike's been climbing really well. I'm using the new Garmin Vector 3 power meter, but today is Thanksgiving and the right power meter battery has been dead for like 4 days and there was no one open this morning before the ride to get new batteries. So I'm on this kind of weird left only, and then the right one will kick in for like a minute or two, then it dies again. So the computer is freaking out. But we're at the top here. One thing I forgot about Stunt that I kind of like is that someone painted in the markings. So it says like 4K to go, 3K, 2K, 1K, which is always nice, except for it's in kilometers, and I use miles because I'm a stupid American and don't really know, not that I don't know, just don't keep track of the kilometers. Woo. But the upside to Stunt, if you can see with the sun directly in front here, is that it's got a pretty awesome 360 degree view. Go over here to the other side as well so you can see it. Let's see, make sure there's no cars coming. Not that much. And just awesome views in every direction. This also leads to, if you go this way, to Tuna, which is a one-way down road that you see in a lot of skateboard videos, and it's pretty fun on a bicycle. Tight hairpin turns. I mean, pretty much any way down from here is awesome, but this is the terrain where you want disc brakes. disc brakes are key here. Lots of steep, sharp grades that change from long straightaways to real tight corners. And on a disc brake bike, you just don't have to run your brakes. You can just hit your brakes right before you enter the turn a little bit, and you can modulate down the speed nearly perfect every time. You don't have to run them worried about whether you're going to stop in time. So, hi! So, views are pretty spectacular today. It's Thanksgiving. And we're riding bikes, so we can't complain about anything.
I got an extra bottle.
Okay, so Jess made an executive decision. I like it, I like it. We're gonna head towards Old Topanga. And maybe it's just Topanga. I think this drops off just at Topanga. I don't know.
I think it drops you to Topanga, but Old Topanga,
Yeah, it's only like a mile or like half a mile apart. Yeah, so this drops you at Topanga. And then take Topanga, we'll take Old Topanga back over. We'll figure it out. But should be a fun one. Not quite as open, fast turns as Stunt, but still plenty of fun. Let this car go. S-Cargo. Actually, we probably shouldn't have. Might catch him on this descent. But this should be a good one. Get a little water. Little jump. Yeah, that was fun. Okay, now we're close to the bottom. More houses. Someone's on my side of the road. Morning. Fire station. Let's go back up for a second. Busiest day of the year for these boys. Okay, I want to give a little context. So that descent, I don't know. I don't think I've really ever gone down it. That might have been my first time going down it. I usually go up it like all those other riders you saw. But the first turn where I rode the center line for a second, I have noticed that on these Dura-Ace paddles, while the shifter paddle is smaller than previous, it still has this big kind of like curved hump in it, and it closes right where, hold on, right where I place my fingers, because I only brake with one finger, maybe two. So right where I place my fingers, where the button is at, or the shift lever. So I noticed that when I went to grab the brake a little extra, it did not go as far as I wanted it to, so I didn't get as much brake as I needed, and the resulting effect was me almost crossing the line. Then the second time there, I was just going too fast on a turn. I didn't know, but did cross the line. Obviously, could have been a pretty awesome accident. If I was on a caliper brake bike, I would have been in the bushes. 100%. 100%. I would have been in the bushes. But same thing happened. I went to grab a handful of front brake and rear brake right there before the apex was closing on me, and that didn't get it all, and then it gave a ton to me when I moved my finger out of the way that it was pinching, and it sat me up a little bit, which made me go way across the line. And I rode on just the front wheel there for maybe a second or two. Back wheel was off the ground, but because of how much modulation and how much you can control the brakes with these disc brakes, I was able to keep it from going over the bars and also from going in the ditch, all at the same time. But I don't think it at all, even though I didn't know any of those turns and I had no idea where I was. I knew where the end was taking me, but I didn't know anything in between there. You know, you don't have that kind of like nervous, I won't say nervous because I'm not nervous, but that hesitation when you're entering, you know, a blind turn that you have no idea where it's going. You just take it at whatever speed you're going. There's no, you don't have to think about it as much. You don't have to pre-plan. You don't have to run your brakes when you need them. They're there as long as your finger doesn't get pinched between the bars and the lever. But I think I'll just, maybe a different bar choice would be something to help with that for me personally, or different hand position. I mean, I know someone's going to comment that I was descending in the hoods. Should have been in the drops. And that would have never happened, you're right. But I like my hoods. I like sitting in the hoods. I don't ride with a super aggressive position. So this bike is already, while we don't have it dropped or slammed or anything, it's still, even with it halfway up the steer tube, it's still pretty low. So I like to sit on the hoods because the drops are, when I'm down in the drops, I feel like my knees, well, first of all, my knees hit the camera, so that's never good. But on top of that, I feel like my knees are coming all the way to my chest, which they are, and my flexibility is not the best, so I stay in the hoods. But if you descend in the drops, you probably will not notice that. But like here, I have the brake all the way on, and because it's pinching my finger, it's not stopping me. But obviously, if I move my fingers out of the way, I get the full brake. So something to note, most guys are gonna descend down here in their drop, so they won't have that problem. But the video probably won't show where my hand was. And that's what was going on. I adjusted my hand position a little bit. It was fine. So that's something to note. I noticed it on the E-Tap. I don't have that problem, but I haven't ridden it with these bars, so we'll see. Look at that daytime light. I like it. Okay, so now we're on Old Topanga. We turned on Old Topanga off Topanga there. Got a little climb out of this valley, and then we'll be descending right back into, what city is it? Woodland Hills or Calabasas?
This will be the Calabasas.
This will be to Calabasas. So fun ride, little climbing here. I think we'll pull out of the shade here in a few minutes and be in the exposed sun. It's Thanksgiving Day and it's supposed to be 91 degrees. And last week it was in the 60s. So not complaining, but it's a warm day. About to crest the top of the hill here, I think. Not 100% sure about that, but I think we're fairly close. We'll see. Beautiful climb. Nice and shaded at the bottom, but the top bit where it definitely gets harder is not so shaded. Yeah, looks like we're headed down. Down, down, down. You good, Jay Strick? Hey. So this is Old Topanga. Into Calabasas. Use the drops this time. They're a little low for me. Well, too low. I don't, and my knees are almost hitting the camera. Well, they are when I pedal in a certain manner, but I'm kind of pedaling a little knees out to keep it from hitting. Rough but I don't know this descent very well either. But I do know that it doesn't have a ton of really sharp turns. So it's pretty open and flowy. Oh! A little bump in the middle of the turn there. Probably a lot of wind noise. I'm out of gear. Is Mulholland, so that would definitely be more fun in the other direction. Whoa, sweet turn signal there, huh? Whoa! He's cutting them corners, dicey. Oh, he's got his lights on. Gotta go through the red light, full speed. FSA, full speed ahead.